Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 8 of Valkyrie Pro Wrestling. Now, of course, the last episode we had Winter Warfare. I felt like it was an okay event. It wasn't really anything too special. Let me give you a little bit of a recap here. As you can see, we had a couple of sort of throwaway matches. I feel like this match with Kate Lilly, we are going to continue to try and build her up. She's been super impressive. As you can see, a nice 43 there for her in-ring performance. But then in the main event, we had a 4-on-4 big 8-woman tag match. And of course, we had the face team of Christy Higgins, Calliope Woodchuck, Ruby Reese, and Thea Davis. Thea getting the pinfall there. And they managed to beat the heel team of ETSUKO, Ariyoshi, Purple Viper, Yu Hashimoto, and Rei Chikanatsu. And as you can see, we had a bit of a face-off between Thea and Ariyoshi at the end of the show, which is, of course, going to lead into a World Heavyweight title match on Refuse to Lose, which is going to be this episode's event. One other thing I wanted to quickly go over. I have changed the storylines slightly. Of course, we had just one storyline running, but I've decided just to, at the moment at least, while we're still a relatively insignificant sized company, we're going to run with a main event scene storyline, and then we're going to run with an undercard storyline as well. So the undercard was essentially the Fateful 8 storyline that we just put together literally at the beginning of the series. But we've actually created this main event scene, which does have, I would say, our 6 biggest stars, with maybe Kate Lilly in there as well. But the reason why I've kept her in this one is because her and Debbie Rose, we added them together as a proper tag team in that last episode with their 100 experience together. So we kind of want to keep them together so they will actually advance storylines going forward. I feel like that's pretty important as well. And it'll be like a little bit more beneficial for us to sort of keep that going. Anyway, as you can see, well, as you could see a second ago, and we'll see here real quick, I'll just go back into it. The finances are starting to look pretty bad. We're about to, well, after this month, we will definitely go under 100,000. And, at the moment, there's no real sort of sight, us essentially making money. The sponsors is still pretty low. As you can see, the sponsors is just about covering our workers and maybe our sort of merchandise cost as well. But apart from that, we're losing 16,500 every month from the dojo. So it's going to be a tough one. This is actually going to be pretty challenging for us to get out of this financial predicament. Now, the thing is, I don't think, well, as long as we're not in debt by June of next year, so 2021, I don't think we should face a proper penalty where the company could be closed down. But obviously, if we do fall into a negative after that, there is obviously a potential that we'll get some warnings from the bank about our financial sort of situation. Anyway, in the last episode, Hashimoto also picked up an injury. She's not going to be out for too long. Wasn't a terrible injury. I think it was about 2 months originally. As you can see, it was a back injury, and it was Calliope as well, who did pick up the botch on that sort of during the match, which caused minor morale issues there for Hashimoto, and Woodchuck herself now has pretty serious morale issues as well. Anyway, once again, we're going to stick with Sydney because that is our sort of home region. Let's book the main event first. Now, obviously, the title of this video is who is going to beat ETSUKO Ariyoshi? Can anyone beat her? And I guess the real answer to that question is I don't think anyone is going to be able to beat her, not for a long time. As you can see, she is by far the best worker that we have. Hashimoto's pretty close in second. But then again, Hashimoto was released, or she left 5-star, so there's no real potential for her to get better compared to Ariyoshi, who will, be wrestling a lot of matches for 5-star throughout the rest of her career with us as well. Hopefully, she won't be signed to any sort of exclusive written contract, which would be pretty brutal for us indeed. I am going to go 30 minutes on this match. I'm pretty sure they both can go for it. Yeah, I mean, Thea's got really good stamina. Yeah, I mean, it looks like there's not going to be any sort of, time length penalties for Thea, which is great. I'm assuming she must be a star at this point. As far as our other matches go, let's go with Calliope, and she can team up with maybe Christy. Yeah, we'll go Christy. Let's go an actual decent match, and they can take on Lily and Rose. I think we will give Lily and Rose the victory. Once again, I just want to keep... I really want to keep pushing Lily, Kate Lily. I feel like she is... Well, I was very much underrating her when we started the series. I kind of knew she was good. I just didn't think she was going to be as good as she actually is. Alright, so who am I going to go against Purple Viper? I almost want to go with Ruby Reese, just so she gets some potential psychology rub-off. Well, I think we'll go with these two. I don't think they've ever versed each other. They have. They versed each other in the tournament. Let's do another tag match. We may as well get some extra use out of Purple Viper if we're going to use her. So she can team up with Black Diamond to take on Ruby Reese and Aki Cameo. Let's have a look at Aki. Where is she really lacking? She's lacking in psychology as well. Okay, I mean, I guess that's fine. Let's go for those two. We'll give them 12 minutes. And I think we almost have to give Purple Viper the victory in this scenario, because she is essentially a main event talent in our company. Anyway, that looks pretty good. So let's go. Obviously, we need to go ETSUKO. We'll give her an angle there prior to the main event. And then I think maybe we just go Purple Viper and Black Diamond. I think Viper... Yeah, she can speak pretty well. So let's go for those two. So, Purple Viper and Black Diamond. I don't think we need to script them. We do need to take a minute off somewhere. Let's just reduce that to 10. That's fine. Alright. It actually works out pretty well. And we will also make this tag team match our Steal the Show. Should probably maybe look into doing high spots matches on the actual show itself. Maybe once we get a little bit more, I guess both more workers and more time for our actual events. Because you do need to essentially build up to a high spots match. But I feel like a lot of our workers are actually, very well suited to aerial and flashiness. So I think we might be pretty well off. As you can see, just a lot of our workers, they're kind of smaller. So they do tend to have that higher, aerial ability, the high flyers, if you will. Anyway, that looks pretty good for the show. I'm kind of digging this show at the moment. I feel like the main event really has some decent potential. That's for sure. Anyway, let's run it. So we start off with a 28 rated angle with Purple Viper and Black Diamond. We also got 100 people. Our first time hitting triple digits, I believe. I think we had 98 at the last show. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, unfortunately, Purple Viper not doing too well without a script to follow for this promo. But Black Diamond is actually... I think she's one of the best talkers in the company, so hopefully she'll start to do a little bit better on the microphone once we're able to build up some popularity. Anyway, we then move into their tag match, which gets a 34. But we do have Purple Viper and Black Diamond defeating Ruby Reese and Aki Cameo in 9:57, when Purple Viper pinned Ruby Reese with a Viper Bite. And yeah, Viper really carrying the match with a solid 41 in-ring performance. And also, unfortunately, Cameo was really off her game. So it's kind of unfortunate, but I'm sure it didn't really affect the overall match rating too much, because she's not exactly very good to begin with. Alright, we then go into the Steal the Show match, and to be honest, it does just that. It's literally, it could potentially beat the main event. We get a 49 rated tag team match here, and we do have Lily and Rose defeating Calliope Woodchuck. I almost said it again. I'm really struggling with the pronunciation. I've got it down pat now. Like, I know it's Calliope, but every time I see it, I almost want to just use the old pronunciation that I used to use. Anyway, Calliope Woodchuck and Christy Higgins in 11:45, when Kate Lilly pinned Christy Higgins with a Lily launch pad. Just a really, really solid match. We got a 52 for Kate. Just outperforming Debbie Rose there by 3 points in ring. Pretty solid. Unfortunately, Calliope herself was kind of the less impressive performer in the match. But again, her morale issues will take an effect for her sort of in-ring performance as well. So we need to try and rectify that as soon as possible. Anyway, moving on to a 41. I think that's our best ever promo. I feel like that might be our best ever promo. I don't think we've ever actually gotten above 40. So a 41 is pretty good. But then again, it's ETSUKO Ariyoshi, our world champion. So she's definitely the best we have in the company. Anyway, as you can see, she also clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script, and of course, performed well. And here we go, the main event, 30 minutes. Whoa! Okay, that's our best ever match. I think a 59 was our previous best, and we've now ousted that with a solid 61. And we do have ETSUKO Ariyoshi defeating Thea Davis in 30 minutes and 4 seconds by submission with an Ariyoshi lockdown, and ETSUKO making defense number 2 of the VALPRO World Heavyweight title. Solid match. That's really, really impressive. We've got a 64 for ETSUKO. Only a 38 there for Thea. But she's still, I guess she still held her own. You know, she's kind of a upper mid-carder. Not really the top main event talent yet. But she's still a worthy competitor to the current world champion. Anyway, as you can see, Ariyoshi benefiting from having a hot new move as well. All these different things just essentially compiling into why she is as good as she is. Anyway, best match ever we've had so far there. I think that might be our best ever show. We get a 54 overall rating for Refuse to Lose. I'm pretty pleased overall. Like I said, I think this show was definitely a lot better than the last show. And I kind of knew that before we started it. I felt like just the main event, having a singles match is going to beat an 8-woman tag, I feel like, any day of the week. But I felt like it was kind of important for Winter Warfare in the last episode to split things up a little bit. Anyway, 54, very solid. We need to praise Calliope, but once again, let's just go for ETSUKO, and let's go for Thea as well. I mean, she still performed pretty well in that main event. And again, she was only, I guess in a way she was kind of just another body for ETSUKO to carry through to a really impressive match. So yeah, that was definitely our best show by 3 points over Sheevolution. And as you can see, our best ever match as well. Actually beating out Hashimoto and Ariyoshi. That's pretty impressive overall. Let's take a look at the size of the company here, and I think we've actually gone up 2 points. Yes, we have. We're up to 11 popularity in New South Wales. We've got the 4 spillover into Victoria and Queensland as well. That's really beneficial. The merchandise also looking pretty good. We're almost up to level 4, which is, it's good. It needs to just keep improving. We're not exactly gaining a lot of money from merchandise, but that's also because we don't have a lot of fans. And obviously, the more popularity, the more fans you get, the more merchandise you sell. That's basically the gist of it and how it goes. Take a look at Thea. So she's still on 10 popularity. I believe, yeah. She's basically been stuck at 10 for quite some time. And ETSUKO, I think, has been at 12. Actually, she went up. She went up by 1 point. So she was 11. Now she's 12. And she's looking pretty good. I'm happy with her. Anyway, not really too sure there's anything else we need to really go over, to be honest. We're about to head into September for the next event. And that event will be... Where are we? September. We got Riot Rumble. And of course, that is going to be, hopefully, a 15-woman Battle Royale. We might have a new signing, possibly. We might not. It all kind of depends on what I'm going for. Apparently, we have 0 franchise players at the moment, which is interesting. Ruby Reese is number 1 in both Next Big Things and Hot Prospects. So that kind of makes me want to push her a little bit. I mean, Calliope's in there as well. Obviously, Showstoppers, Purple Viper. She's also our top ring general as well. Anyway, Hidden Gems, of course, we've got nobody because there is nobody active in Oceania. Anyway, that's going to be it for the episode, guys. Please make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. Our best ever match, best ever show. The series is only improving, and of course, you guys are hopefully enjoying these shorter episodes. I know they're a little bit easier to watch. But yeah. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys, and click the notification bell. Turn on the notifications, and you'll be notified when these episodes, and of course, the Local to Global series come out in the future as well. Apart from that, as always, take it easy, and goodbye.